Lo ho and up she rises, lo ho and up she rises, lo ho and up she rises early in the morning. Well, what do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Hello and welcome to episode 10 and happy St. Patrick's Day. Today we'll begin exploring section 2 of the rules, which is the conduct of vessels in sight of one another. Section 2, conduct of vessels in sight of one another. Both international and inland. Rule 11, the application. Rules in this section apply to vessels in sight of one another. Rule 12, both international and inland. Sailing vessels. A. When two sailing vessels are approaching one another so as to involve risk of collision, one of them shall keep out of the way of the other as follows. 1. When each has the wind on a different side, the vessel which has the wind on the port side shall keep out of the way of the other. This is basically your head-on situations with sailboats. 2. When both have the wind on the same side, the vessel which is to windward shall keep out of the way of the vessel which is to leeward. This is your overtaking situations. 3. If a vessel with the wind on the port side sees a vessel to windward and cannot determine with certainty whether the other vessel has the wind on the port or on the starboard side, she shall keep out of the way of the other. So this is basically going to be crossing situations, and anytime you're obviously not sure of where the wind is coming from on their vessel. B. For the purpose of this rule, the windward side shall be deemed to be the side opposite to that on which the mainsail is carried, or, in the case of a square-rigged vessel, the side opposite to that on which the largest fore and aft sail is carried. So what they're talking about here in terms of where the sail is carried, they're not talking about where the mast pole physically is on the sailboat. What they're talking about is where the actual sail is being pulled or pushed to. In this case, if the sail is being pushed to your starboard side, the wind is coming from the port. And of course, if the sail has been moved over to the port side, then the wind is coming from the starboard. And that helps determine which vessels are the give way and the stand on. So our question of the week. Last week's question and answer, both international and inland. What angle is each side light supposed to shine through? Is it A, 225 degrees, B, 180 degrees, C, 90 degrees, or D, 112.5 degrees? And the answer is 112.5 degrees, or D. This week's winners are Ian Whalen and John Conrad. Thank you, and thank you for your participation this week. This week's question, both international and inland. What lights may be displayed by a vessel at anchor that is less than 50 meters in length? Please include your answers in the comments below. Next week, we're going to take a look at Rule 13, which is overtaking. This is going to have different applications, whether it's an inland or international, so we will break that down as we go through the rule. If you happen to know of anyone that may benefit from or be interested in these segments, please, please, please share this with them. Also, please remember to click like and subscribe. Wash your hands, don't cough in anyone else's face, and please stay safe out there. Have a great week, everyone.